If we turn to the local issue and the one that many colleagues have raised here in terms of Bordnamona, and this has an impact not just in the Midland region as designated by government, but also in the counties of Roscommon and in East Galway, where Bordnamona staff are directly employed in harvesting peat. And the one problem that we have seen is that there has been an abject failure by environmentalists to acknowledge the reason that Bordnamona was established in the first place, and that was to create jobs in a part of the country that was an unemployment black spot. And that situation equally applies today. And those that are working in this region, many of them are forced to travel long distances to access employment in the congested cities on our coast, just like those construction jobs here in Dublin. And we need to create employment in the region which supports, first of all, the existing skill set in terms of staff and small farmers, and co-firing by using biomass is key to that. And that is why it is imperative that the ESB resubmits a new application to Bordnamona for the Shannonbridge power plant that is based on co-firing. But secondly, we must put in place a new economy for the next generation and for the generation after that, so that they can be employed locally. Because there is a failure to acknowledge this isn't just about the people that are employed in Bordnamona today. It's about their children and the children that come after that, because they don't have the opportunities for employment in our region at the moment. Take, for example, County Roscommon. It is the highest level of third-level graduate education in the country, and yet has one of the lowest levels of graduate employment in the country, because the jobs are not there, and we are hemorrhaging those jobs to the cities, which is compounding the congestion problems and the climate problems that we have in our cities. And yes, we do need to facilitate that just transition away from peat production to long-term sustainable jobs in our region. And we need to tap into the huge potential that is there within communities in every single parish right across counties Roscommon, Longford, Westmeath, Offaly and East Galway. But to do that, we need to have a just transition fund. And as I have already put formally to the Minister, we need to ring-fence 5% of the Climate Action Fund, the Rural Regeneration Fund and the Urban Regeneration Fund to provide alternative job opportunities for the employees of Bordnamona, the ESB and the communities that are dependent on those jobs. And that will allow us to leverage EU Commission funding and European Investment Bank funding for the region. The decommissioning of cutaway bogs is also an important part in any rehabilitation that takes place of those bogs. And it is work that can commence tomorrow morning and provide sustainable jobs in terms of Bordnamona staff that have been laid off and seasonal staff, because there is a very serious threat at the moment regarding the possibility of seasonal employment next year, and also we have a substantial number of staff, particularly in Mount Dillon, who have not been able to avail of seasonal employment this summer. And that work can start tomorrow morning in removing plastic and rail lines, addressing the stockpiles of peat that are there already, looking at issues in relation to silt and settlement ponds. There is a huge body of work that can be carried out tomorrow morning and provide employment for those seasonal staff. It is also important, Minister, that we see the full implementation of the government decision taken in 2017 to establish a new semi-state entity, Bordnamona Bioenergy, which was established by government to set up a biomass industry, right from contract growing by farmers to harvesting to processing through to the contract delivery, initially to the 3 power stations but subsequently to meet the renewable heat demand. If that had been operational I don't believe that the planning application at Shannon Bridge would have been rejected. I also believe we need to start now implementing what is set out in Project Ireland 2040, and that is to establish the National Wetland Park in the North Midlands, and I think that work needs to be prioritised now, because there are huge opportunities to create employment, ecotourism, recreational employment, and that has to include the development of the Clontuskert Works in County Roscommon, owned by Bord-na-Móna, as an interpretive centre, and the development of the Ballinasloe Parkland project, looking at how we can develop those cutaway bogs in the vicinity of Ballinasloe to tell the story of how we can actually rehabilitate those bogs. And it's right beside the Dublin-Galway motorway, easily accessible, and can be a huge tourist attraction to that particular locality. Thank you.